Hello, I'm Holly Slaughter, English Language Arts Specialist for Elementary Education, and welcome to Literocity. We're here at Leila Davis Elementary School for a unique reading program that promises to bring a smile to your face. This is the Healing Paws reading program, now at 15 elementary schools in Pinellas County. The founder is Carl Gordon.
I've been doing animal therapy for the last almost 13 years and just got started in Pinellas County 3 years ago working in the public school system. So I've been training dogs for 30 years and saw a need for it when I went into the VA hospital and just saw that there was no one around, and they were just all bewildered and thrilled with happiness with just the sight of Max. There you go. And down. Good girl.
So tell us a little bit about how this works.
The way it works is the children are selected from the class. The teachers told them whatever student is selected, they're for doing exemplary behavior, or doing good in class, doing good with their homework, and so forth and so on. The teacher understands already which students need to be pulled.
Okay.
So everyone understands it's a reward for doing good in class. They come out here, they sit down, they have a book, they read out loud to the dogs, and their reading skills are off the charts. They really do a lot better reading out loud. They're not scared, they're not timid, they're not shy. Struggling students just really work much harder to do a better job when reading to a dog. There's no judgment.
It was a program brought to us as a means of reaching kids that might have some struggles in the classroom, whether it was transition or just even access to literacy or whatever. And we saw it as a way of being able to tie in both the social emotional needs of our students as well as the literacy side as well. It completely removes any and all barriers to the students wanting to read, and even just having that joy or love of reading. And oftentimes it gives kids that opportunity to be able to read aloud, for them to hear themselves in a non-threatening manner like you would in a partner situation. So
no one could throw you in jail.
So the dogs have to be good listeners?
Believe it or not, it's a lot of training. They've been taught to, if the child's reading aloud, they've been taught to actually literally fall asleep. And you'll hear the children, he fell asleep. And it's because they're doing good.
Right.
And I tell them, keep on reading. Or Max, when he goes to kiss their leg and he won't stop, you're doing good. You must be doing something right with your book. So keep on reading. You're doing a good job. So, and then they continue reading.
Is that right? How does that make you feel when you're playing with a dog while reading?
Happy inside.
Happy inside?
And Carl's dogs are a big hit with our students with special needs.
When Max and Ruby first came to our classroom, our students they had a very calming effect. They love sitting with them, they love the attention, and if you notice, they're all very vocal right now, which sometimes is a rarity for them. So they get to express themselves through their emotions and feelings, as well as they interact with each other. They're just happy. It just makes them happy. It's always a good day when they get to spend time with Max and Ruby. So they love asking questions, but it's sometimes hard for them to understand. Sometimes if we're reading a story, it's hard for them to maybe discuss the elements of the story or the topics. But when we sit with Max and Ruby and they're vocal, they'll share more with me.
Very good.
They love to get up and move around. Movement is big for my kids, so they can interact a lot through movements instead of just necessarily having to be verbal.
Where's the boy? Which one is Max? Where's Max?
These dogs.
Very good. And where's the girl? Where's Ruby? Very good. Where's Hope? Bigger than me, I'm not. Very good.
This is a lot of talking for them. This is a lot. Sometimes in the classroom, getting them to answer questions about basic stuff, they feel like they're put on the spot, whereas here they just are able to interact and just relax. It's very calm.
And getting the dogs ready to visit a school is a lot of work.
The amount of training, it starts at 5 o'clock in the morning and finishes off at 7 a.m. Just the grooming along and getting them ready. We have to make sure everything's taken care of, their claws, their pads, their teeth are brushed, and then brushing out their hair, that alone is a challenge in itself. From there, they get a half hour to an hour of training after the schools or before if I have time in the morning. So total time allotted every day is just 3 hours just for the dog.
It is always a big hit whenever Carl brings the dogs into a classroom.
That's why whenever you go up to a dog, you always ask the owner if you can pet the dog before you pet the dog, okay?
And even more so when the students see what they can do.
Very good boy.
How did you get the dog to sit in the chair?
They're actually world renowned. They're the only 2 dogs in the world that can sit up like human beings in chairs, motorcycles, cars, boats, yachts, and so forth and so on. Basically, I discovered this technique a long time ago when I was just scratching them on their stomach, and I realized if you scratch them a certain way on their legs, they stretch their legs out straight forward. It's sort of like a human being wake up in the morning and stretching, and it's a very good feeling for us. Well, when you scratch and massage a dog a certain way on their legs, they hyperextend their legs, and it feels good for them.
You doing good? Can I have another kiss?
The teachers and staff see this program as a huge positive for their students.
I can't begin to tell you the excitement when I mentioned Max and Ruby and them being able to go and possibly read with them. It boosts their enthusiasm. It also makes them a little bit more serious about, learning their strategies and making sure that they're ready to read to them so that they can read smoothly to them. They just love it. They look forward to it so much.
It's an amazing experience that not every school gets the opportunity to have. The fact that we have the opportunity to have them come out, where we've had instances with a child that has behavior, where we've been able to calm them because the dogs have been here.
Have a good one, everyone.
And for Carl Gordon, the tireless hours of training are well worthwhile. So talk a little bit about why this. Why do you do this?
To pay it forward. To pay it forward, and when I walk into a classroom or walk into the lobby when I'm coming into the schools, just to see a teacher or staff member just grab a dog and they're like, they're relieved. To me, you're giving me a winning lottery ticket. When I see a child doing better in class or doing better reading aloud, again, it's like a winning lottery ticket. It's all about paying it forward.
To find out more about this program, check out their website or visit their Facebook page, Healing Paws Animal Therapy. Literocity continues in a moment.